Hey everyone. You may be wondering, how can you prepare for a career change? It's a great question. One that I actually get a lot because people are often changing jobs to move on to a different opportunity, or maybe they go back to school and they're just getting ready to go back into the workforce, or perhaps you're even starting your own business, or taking just a year off from work, some time to travel the world or spend time with friends and family. Whatever the reason is, it's really important that you have an emergency fund in place. Now, regardless of whether you're changing careers or thinking about leaving your job, you should have 3 to 12 months of expenses in an emergency fund. And that's really driven by how safe you feel in your existing job. But if you are leaving your job and you're going into a little bit more of an unknown situation, it's probably best to have closer to 12 months expenses to give yourself the flexibility to take advantage of this career opportunity that you're going out for. Now, I would also say that part of having an emergency fund means needing to have a grip on what your expenses actually are. I have a website called Wealth Worksheets that allows you to download a resource that can help you get a better handle on what is the money that's flowing in and out on a regular basis. Now, you don't have to go through a spreadsheet every day keeping track of little expenses. I've designed a system to make it super simple for you. Now, if you are just changing jobs and going to a new job, it's really important that you know the rules that pertain to your benefits. So perhaps you've been saving for retirement in your company 401k plan. If you've maxed out that plan in your existing employer and you move to a new employer, that doesn't mean that you get to put extra money into the 401k plan. Similarly, if you're leaving your employer to start your own job, COBRA allows you to have coverage, but you will be paying for those health care expenses on your own, out of your own pocket. And if your employer was covering that before, do make sure to consider that with the monthly expenses you'll be incurring for the next several months. Finally, as I mentioned, retirement plans. Chances are you've been saving into your company's retirement plan. It's probably a good idea to consider rolling that balance into an IRA or into your new employer's plan. It helps to have an objective third party to decide what makes most sense for you. Working with someone who's a certified financial planner or a CFP can be very useful, but it's really important that they're acting as a fiduciary at all times. And there's been a lot of changes to law around who can claim that they're acting as a fiduciary and when. But it's really important to ask someone, if you are paying someone for professional advice, the good question to ask is there any point in time in our relationship when you would not be acting as a fiduciary? Hopefully the answer you receive is no, because you want them acting as a fiduciary at all times. But the way that I frame the question is a little different than asking, will you act as a fiduciary? Because that allows someone to say yes and wear their fiduciary hat at some times, but not at others. If you are trying to find out what steps make sense for you or where you stand with your money today, go ahead and visit smartmoneyquiz.com. It's a quick assessment. I designed 9 questions, probably only takes 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll give you some action items to focus on today. Thanks so much.